to another episode of the What a Man podcast. Of course, I am Tina Show, and joining me tonight is creator, mogul, entrepreneur, Mr. Drew Mack. I want to say thank you for coming on. That's number one. Number two, I want to publicly thank you for everything that you have done for the What a Man podcast to help build the brand. For those who don't know, every time you see a flyer with the guest faces on it, this is the creator that's responsible for it. You see that I was featured in Red Print magazine. This is also the person that is responsible for that as well. So, like I said, I wanted to say thank you and congratulations on the magazine. But so give us a brief, description and of what you do and how you got started doing this.
So the magazine was really an idea. I really didn't think that it was gonna take off this far or even go to the level that it's going to. It was kind of something I was just like, let me create something that
Mm-hmm.
support other people and that's unbiased, that gets other people involved in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the whole red print came from. And the word red print is like back in the day when we were kids, we were told not to write in write in red pen. So the whole idea was red print. Let me think of something that's dope to put
Mm-hmm.
together. So that was the whole idea
Mm-hmm.
of putting that together. So yeah, I didn't think it would take off like this. It was an idea, and now it turned into like now it's a big deal to get into red print. Like you know what I mean?
So when you say it's a big deal to get into the red print, just describe what that's like. So did it start from, oh, I have an idea and not too many people was messing with it at first, and then all of a sudden it became a thing?
Kinda. I did like my first little template or whatever, but I was using basketball players. So
Mm-hmm.
then when people started seeing that, I said, hold on, I'm getting attention for just using basketball players like Juju Watkins that play for USC, different people like that started like liking it. And I was like, well, what if I created a magazine that was an all-purpose magazine where it wasn't just music, it wasn't just modeling, it was even people graduating school, like just to shine the light on the everyday worker. So I was like, I just want to make a magazine that put everybody in it. I want it to be as big as the source but
Mm-hmm.
bigger. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So is it gonna be strictly online, or is it gonna be like printed as well, like
Oh,
physical
it's gonna
print?
be printed. It's gonna be printed. Like I wanted to stray away from doing the online. I think doing online magazine is very easy. That's easy to do. But when you start putting that hard work into getting it printed and paying that money to get it printed so people can actually hold it and they can show their friends and they can show their family that they got something in there and they didn't have to pay $1,000 or some crazy type of price just to get in. Like that's why I said it's unbiased. The whole magazine and the whole concept is based on support. And I want people to be supporting everybody. When you open the magazine, I want you to be like, oh man, who is this person? Let me scan the QR code to figure out who this person is. Let me get in touch with What a Man podcast. Let me get in touch with, a model over here in LA or in London. So yeah.
I think I want to be honest and say that you did exactly what you set out to do, because I've met some wonderful people through the magazine. I've had them on the show. Comedian Stephen Ortiz, as well as the Panna Brother photographers.
Oh yeah, they're
And
my dogs, they're my dogs, they're my dogs.
they were amazing guests to have. So I do thank you for introducing me to them as well. But I know that we met on Twitter, and I wanted to ask you, and I waited for this moment to ask you, like, what made you take a liking to what made you take a liking to What a Man and decide that, you know what, I want to help her build a brand? Because I want to give you your flowers while you're here, and
Right,
because I always give them to you, because everything that you
right.
do for me is so dope, and I really do appreciate it. But I just wanted to know, like, what made you think that What a Man was a good enough idea to put your name behind it?
We had a lot of talks. So we had a we had a lot of talks. And you was serious, but you also was trying to tell me like I don't know, like you had a little bit of questions and different things. I'm like, look, let's just do this because it sounded like a great idea on what you was trying to do.
Mhm.
And I always wanted to start a podcast, but I was like, I don't know if I have, you know what I'm saying, the talking ability to talk for a
Yeah.
long periods of time to talk to people. But when you when you said it to me, and I was like, something just clicked. I don't know if it might have been divine timing or it might have been God, but it was like, yo, help her, like, yo, she, and now that I see it, like I can see the vision even more now. It's
Mhm.
like, yo, like even the people that you didn't had on here and the people that I didn't even met that connected with the magazine, it's like, yo, she did took this to a whole nother level. Like it's, and we both had that same. I told you what my vision was, and I didn't tell anybody else. You were the only one I told. So it was like, what if we put this together and then nobody really has to know, but we put this thing together and it's just like two separate things, but it come as one.
Mhm.
So yeah, so I mean, I knew you were serious. That was the bottom line. I knew you were serious. Something told me like, yo, she's serious. Like she really, and I don't take chances on people for real. So just to let y'all know, I don't take chances on a lot of brands for real. Like I mean, but I knew when she came up with this idea, I was like, man, what a man podcast. That's crazy. It was like, yo, that's a good name. Like, yo, and you stuck to what you said you was gonna do. You stuck to everything you said how you was gonna do it. The same thing with me. We both stuck to what we said we was gonna do. No matter if this was a good idea, you like, look, I'm sticking to this. This is what I'm doing. It's
Mhm.
What a Man podcast. Period. You like ain't nobody else. It's a What a Man pod. I tried to talk you in. You like, nope. It's What a Man podcast. That's it. So that was dope.
um, I like I said, I always thank you for believing in the vision. And every time you elevate, I elevate because I it's definitely a difference in both of our works. So even now with the new flyers that you create, is everything is just really dope, right? So I
You
wanted
getting
to
up there, man. You getting up there.
I wanted to know, like, so in because I know, like you said, we had some talks, and you know how I felt about certain things, and the numbers not doing what I think that they're supposed to do. So when you're creating these things, like your magazine and
Oh,
other
they will now. They will now. But go ahead.
stuff. So how? So it has to be an elevation process. So how do
Right.
you deal? Like, do you have you ever had those moments where you felt like, damn, I'm doing all this printing and getting all these people, but it's not doing anything. Like, have you ever had that moment?
I think right now because people are waiting. You got people and this probably will happen with you or it already happened. You got people waiting to see if is he really for real? Is this
Hmm.
really gonna happen? Is he really gonna print all these magazines and give it to these people? Is he really gonna do this? Is this really just? But it's gonna happen though, and that's the part where you gotta understand that people are gonna be at a standstill because they waiting on the product. They steady waiting for more. They waiting for it. So it's now the show me time. So that's just like, so yeah, you're gonna come across those little hurdles where it seemed like, oh, it ain't generating. Oh, this one only got 20 views. This one only got that. But I also started learning that when I started posting and I really started posting,
Hmm.
it started generating more the way that I was doing it. And then I started adding other people as contributors too because I wanted their fans just to engage with my fans so we all engaging together because that's what it was built on, support. But
Right.
if I'm the only one sharing it, how am I gonna get the support? I'm not gonna get that support. It's gonna be me doing all the work. So you do have to like make sure that they posting it is just as well as you posting it. It's the only way it's gonna work, especially with the algorithm now.
Hmm. 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 Do you have you had any? So what's some feedback you had so far with the magazine, good or bad?
I give you a bad one, but I'm only gonna give you this one just because the simple fact is this person is not a part of the magazine anymore. But they didn't like the way that it. A lot of times, with being the editorial and having multiple people edit it, not only just me, other people that edit the magazine just as well. I
Hmm.
always try to tell people like it's gonna be a mistake. So it's always gonna be a word misspelled. It's always gonna be something punctuation. But the bottom line is what you got to understand is the product is not being pushed out immediately. So that means just as I before I push that product out, I
Hmm.
gotta go back in and re-edit and re-edit and re-edit and re-edit to make it sound good, to make it look right. So a lot of
Right.
times people so quick and fast and want me to get these stuff out so fast. It's like I have to make sure certain things is right. And if even if a few things are off,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? I always encourage them, and people always tell me like, "Yeah, this is misspelled." I'm like, "Don't worry about that because when it comes out and it's
Right.
you looking at it in front of you, the final product, that's the only thing I'm concerned with. I know it's gonna be things that ain't gonna, but our goal is to really just get these templates out so that a way we can engage it and to get other people to come in just as well. So just like even with a misspelling or maybe somebody don't like the way they look in a video or whatever the case may be. That's why you always got to the final product is going to be the final product. It's going to look right. It's going to be up to par.
Right. Right. So I also saw the you mentioned that you were into brand building as well. How are you doing with that? Or are you just strictly
Um,
the magazine right now?
I'm working with I got a new brand called Premier Gold Management, which is you probably see me do something like that on my page. Premier Gold Management is really just ensuring that models get paid, ensuring that artists get paid. So I'm trying to figure out a way to bridge that gap till we
Mm-hmm.
start paying people for what they worth. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So a lot of times we don't want to pay models, we don't want to pay this person, we don't pay that person. My goal is to bridge that gap so that we steady supporting each other. Whether it's $20, whether it's $50. My goal is to get some models and sponsor them, or get some artists and sponsor them. I'm trying to get in the management thing, but I'm trying to do it more where I'm sponsoring instead of being really hands on because I just don't have the time.
Mm-hmm.
But I also been working with Pana, so I definitely work with them a lot, and we got ideas off of each other and stuff like that. And they took some of my advice and different things, and they starting to understand how the business part about it works. And they like, oh, we get what you mean. Like when you say this, it takes a lot of work. It really does because it's a lot of things that's on the business side that sometimes it's good business, sometimes it's just bad business where you can't work with people. So
Right.
so those are the two brands, like I said, Premier Gold Management, and I would say Pana. It's a few others I'm probably leaving off, but I don't want to say their names just yet until we get other things handled. But yeah,
In your in brand management or helping somebody to build one, is there an idea that somebody could bring to you and you won't get behind?
um, yeah. I mean, you can bring anything to me. My thing is, I always want to ask people because a lot of people ask me to manage, and but it like I said, it goes in depth to like what your budget is, what you want, what do
Mm,
you want me to do to help you? Because I'm gonna put my all into it. You know what I'm saying? You know that I'm gonna put my all into it. So I'm gonna always jot ideas down, send you stuff, and send you different things. Because if my name is attached to it and both our name attached to it, that
right.
looks good because that look good on both of us. So I mean, you can always bring me. Anybody can always bring me an idea, and I'll take it in consideration.
Hmm.
But I mean, with the brands that I got now, I mean, I just don't think it's. I don't think I got any more room for real.
So I noticed that here lately you've been dabbling in some music too.
Yeah, well, I've been doing music for. I started off doing music,
Hmm.
so I've been doing music since I was 11 years old. So this goes all the way back. I started off writing poetry first, but I've done music my whole life. It's just getting back to it. I got away from it from a little while doing the branding and stuff like that. Music is always my first love, so making music and doing that is always going to be my first love. So I might drop something here and there, but I'm dedicated to actually being more of a business owner and an entrepreneur than anything.
Hmm. So the music aspects has a lot of moving pieces. It's the artist, the producer, the writer, whatever. Which part? What
hmm
what part are you mostly involved in?
I do more of the song, or I would say A&R. Do you know what an A&R kind of do?
Hmm.
So more like going in and tell you what tracks go together, or what hook go together, or no, that don't sound right. Don't put that on the album. No, that album cover don't look right. Don't put that on there. That's kind of where I'm at. A lot of people come to me for that type of advice.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
If you had to work, if somebody any entrepreneur got a hold of this magazine and they wanted to put their name behind it, who would that what would that look like for you? Who would you want to back Red Print magazine?
Oh man, 50 Cent, of course. The GOAT himself. Absolutely. The GOAT himself. That's my dog. I would have said I would have said Nipsey, but rest in peace, Nipsey. This
Hmm.
the chain I got, but yeah, that's the only other person. 50 Cent. Period.
Hmm. And I said that it's funny you said that because he's about to come out with his own little network. So I
Right.
said, yeah, I think 50 should pick up the podcast. And then the
He
person
should.
was talking to you was like, oh, but it's not a TV show, but it could be the first podcast on the network. So, so I totally agree with you. I would love to work with 50 Cent. Yeah,
And I
that's my.
got a, I got, I got a, I got a TV series that I'm working on. I mean, I ain't gonna go into debt, but yeah,
Mhm.
me and 50 need to have that talk. 50 need to have that talk. Me and 50 need to have that talk for real. I've been
Yeah.
hitting him up. He ain't been responding, but hey, we need to have that talk, man.
So what else? What else you have going on besides the magazine, which is great, and then you got your music. I see you got on a red print hoodie. I'll be expecting one of those soon.
I got you.
So what else are we doing with red print?
um, I think it might be time for a podcast, man. But I don't know. I think it might be time to come back home to the A, man. It might be time for a podcast. It might be time for a red print podcast, man. I'm thinking so. I'm
No,
thinking so. Hey, you can do both, can't you?
of course.
Okay, so hey, it might be time for hey.
Of course. I'm up for whatever. You already know what I'm trying to do. So
Yeah,
um
so we might have an event. I'm thinking about throwing an event. Everybody waiting on the event in Atlanta. So they like, hey, you gonna do an event for the brand and all that. I'm like, yeah, it has to be just right because I want it to be just perfect for a pop-up shop. So yeah, it's sky's the limit, man.
I'll be there. I'll host it for you. Be
Yeah, for sure. Sky's the limit. Hey, I'm with it. I need all the help I can get because we trying to go to LA. We got
there.
I think people just don't know how global we trying to be. We ain't yeah.
So, what else would you like to, you do the branding, you do music. What else would you like to dabble in as far as like business?
I say I did mention about writing a script, so TV.
Hmm.
Um, but I'm in school for getting my psychology degree, so I'm not too far from that. So I'm
Hmm.
thinking about just tutoring people, mentoring people. My goal is to coach them. My dream is to coach a football team. I don't know if that ever happened, but I don't know. It's so many ideas I got, but I do want to stick to just brand building. I love it. I love it helping people, build their brands and then they see where it goes and they're like, oh man, you was right. You was
Yeah,
right. If I did this. So um that's pretty much it, man.
you really had some dope people in the magazine. Like I said, a lot of them have been on this show.
Oh,
Um,
shout out to your daughter too. So we gotta shout out to your daughter.
oh yeah, she was in yeah. Yeah. So and that was big for her. So I would also like to thank you for that as well. I was even surprised that because that was big for me. Like I've never, you know. So just to know that somebody believed in the vision is good enough for me, you know what I mean? Because I have not now, but in the beginning, I have had days where it's just like nobody's believing in this, and and I keep saying I just need that one interview, but now I just, I look at it
Hey,
differently now.
you on a roll. Yeah, I told you, you on a roll. You on the roll. I tried to tell you on the roll, man. They can't stop you now. They can't.
And
They
what's so
can't.
crazy is that people think, and I know you saw the clip that I posted when I had Smooth on, and he was just like, you know what, and that clip still means a lot to me because I guess I'm not saying that everybody had this mindset, but I guess people do have the mindset that they gonna come here and we just gonna talk about bullshit. But he was just like, I'm impressed, you know. So that made me feel good because he said it. He said, I really thought this was gonna be some bullshit. So
Yeah,
so
you interview some good collective of people. Like I've even looked at it and dabbled at it and said, man, she's interviewed some collective of good people that's like elevating her brand, and it's like it's amazing. Like just like I said, from the conversations we had to where we at now, it's just
mhm,
so. I
mhm.
mean, it's you taking it to a whole new level, man. You taking it to a whole new level. So I'm definitely proud of you for sticking to what you say you're gonna do for real.
I really appreciate that. So if you so I'm gonna say this, not if or maybe, but when red print becomes what it's gonna become, who are some of the people that you would like to have in the magazine?
Ooh, that's dope. Well, first I'm gonna say, mm, they got to be alive.
No, it could be anybody.
Um, Definitely Nipsey. I just don't want to put him. I wouldn't put him in the magazine now because I would love to have his people's permission before I done that.
Mhm, mhm.
Who else? Definitely Rihanna. Oh my gosh, yes, Rihanna. Yeah, Rihanna, man. ASAP Rocky for sure. I'm a huge fan of Method Man, so we both Pisces, so yeah, Method Man just got to be meth. Got to have
Yeah.
Method Man. 50 Cent. Um, Alicia Keys probably. Definitely Nelly and Ashanti. Who else? Definitely what Ghostface Killer. It's a few other people like from the East Coast too.
Mhm.
Nas. It's a lot of people I would want in it, but I also want a lot of people that do like a variety of stuff like fashion and different stuff like that. I don't want to just name musicians, but movie stars, maybe Denzel,
Mhm.
different type of movie stars that I want to clash in. That's why I want to make it to where it's steady crossing over. It's a crossover magazine. I
Yeah.
don't want to limit nobody from it.
So what is it about Red Print magazine that sets you apart from any other online magazine that's out right now?
I got a I got a quote. We don't say no.
Okay.
We
Okay.
don't say no.
I
Yeah.
respect it. I respect it. I respect
Yeah. So
it.
that's where I think a lot of people they get like, when they do message me, they be like, what I gotta do?
Mhm.
You don't have to do too much. The thing is you gotta understand what we trying to do. We trying to support. So it's a magazine, but it's a platform too. So you gotta understand that we trying to support. So
Mhm.
when you think about it, you like, so you mean to tell me all I gotta do is, what I'm saying, support? Yeah, you supporting yourself. How I'm gonna promote you if you ain't gonna support yourself? You a
Right.
part of the brand too. That's why on the back of my hoodies it say CEO. Each one say CEO. It's not CEO because it's just me. All of us are CEO. That's the whole point. Like, so I think that we trying to make it to where we got to pay for things and do all of this stuff. I'm trying to put an end to a lot of that stuff so where we can just work together. And I know, it'll get eventually where we have to charge people for this and charge people for that. But I
Mhm.
still want to make everything affordable for people so they don't have to, be like, oh well, he didn't select me because he didn't like my song or nothing. I know how it feels when you just recording or you just starting off and you just trying to get your name out there and some
Yeah.
platform that you interested in tell you no
Yeah. I
because I had
agree.
it happen to me.
Mhm.
So
Mhm. And I think
yeah, so
in my opinion, I kind of do think that that's disheartening, you know, because you have to be at a certain standard to be in a certain type of magazine or to be featured on a page or something like that. So I really do respect because I never really knew the backstory of Ray Prince. So now that I'm hearing it, I respect it. So it's
for
like, all
paper
right,
though, think about it though. You gonna charge somebody for paper? That's crazy. For paper. That's why I'm like, why? Paper though. You gonna charge a person $1,000 for paper.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
This ain't taking me out. That's why I tell somebody like it's not. it's not nothing for me to write it up. The thing about it is we charge them because I have to print the physical copy. Other than that, I
Hmm.
mean, they like, man, you got about 30 months. Why not? What? Why not? What's why? Why say? Why tell them no?
Right.
They deserve to be shined just like we deserve to be shined. And we always take possession of something and say we want this type of criteria, and then we wonder why our stuff don't work out because we too busy telling everybody no and we looking for that certain person. I don't
Right.
want to do that no more at
Right.
all.
So has there ever been a time where you felt like you did have to tell somebody no though?
Yeah, actually, recently, yep, absolutely. But it was based on the conversation because they were a little bit impatient. So they were
Okay.
impatient on the communication. So if I tell you, give me a little bit of time, I get back with you. For the most part, I usually get back with people, and you know that. For the most
Yep.
part, I usually get back with people. So
Hmm.
for somebody to say like a couple days is too long, to me, I'm gonna try to work with you. But if you keep on being like, hey, what's going on? Oh man, you must not mess with my music, or you must not mess with me. Who? No one said that. No one said that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I have had to tell a few people no, and I also had to remove a few people, just because of the simple fact is I don't ever want nobody to use it as a, I wouldn't say necessarily a stepping stone, but I don't want you to use it as I just want to be in it. I want you to feel the support in it, like
I
and
do. Yeah.
feel the support. I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm just gonna be in it to be in it.
Right.
I mean, I don't want that. I want you to feel the support that's in it. I want you to support and reach out like, hey man, what you think of this song? Or hey, what you think about this? Or hey, can you come to this event? We would love to have red print here. Then
Hmm.
I'm like, oh, okay, I feel the support. And in the inner city though, like they've been giving me a lot of support on what I've been doing. So I mean, I don't really tell too many people no, but at the same time, because of the heart I got, sometimes I gotta tell people either no or I just can't respond because it'd be like, yeah, I can't do it. Like, and it'd be hard for me because I don't like telling people no.
I know.
Dang, I know
So
how that feel when somebody say no. Be like,
we
oh man,
we working on the 2025 edition now, right? Is that what's going on
oh
now?
yep, we working on 2020. See what I'm saying? Like it's strictly for the artist, so each one is gonna be catered to a certain type of situation. Like I haven't done the sports edition, and once I do the sports edition, I'm getting every football team. Like I'm gonna get to the point where they can put it on their page. Like I'm trying to get it to the point where I might not be able to select the starter. I'm gonna select the guy on the bench and start from there, and then work my way up to the starter. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try something, but yeah, that's what we trying to do. Yeah, 2025, we're gonna do the artist, and I don't know if I'm gonna do a 2026 yet. I don't know. I just know I'm doing 24. Was already done, and I know I'm doing 25.
Hmm.
26 gonna be kind of hard.
So if you could get that one headliner for 25 besides 50 Cent, like who would be your dream of a person to
I would
stick around?
say,
Bam.
what's his name is what's his name? I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I'm gonna call him by the name people refer to me as. If I could get Ghost, that'd be crazy.
Oh, Amari Hardwick.
Amari Hardwick, yes, absolutely. I think we got a lot. I think he might have played that role. We got a lot in common, man. I need to ask him about that character for sure.
So you like, I get, I'm gonna, it's safe to assume you like the original Power.
There's nobody more diabolical and more smart, and I mean, it just fit. Like it's the way I think. How he think is the way I think. It's ridiculous.
Hmm. Hmm.
It's ridiculous. Like the switch from the suit to the hoodie. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. Ain't nobody messing with that dude. Like it's just like I mean, I watched the newer ones too, and it's just like it's night and day. It's night and day. Even Kanan. I mean, I like Kanan too. Like he's 50 Cent always play that role though, so it's like it's not shocking to me with 50 Cent. But yeah, Mari played that role for sure.
So who I asked you who you wanted to be in the magazine, but who are some of your favorites? Like we already know Amari Hardwick is a favorite actor of yours. What about
Yeah,
musically?
musically,
Yeah,
Drake,
besides
Drake for sure. Drake,
who?
Drake.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Being from LA, I get that a lot, but I'm sorry, I'm a Drake fan. That's just what it is.
So when the whole Kendrick and Drake thing was going on, did you pick a side or you was
I
straddling the
sure
middle?
did. I sure did pick a side, and I'm still playing Drake. I don't care what they talk about.
That's right. That's right. There will be no Drake slander on this podcast.
Yeah, yeah. I'm not trying to hear that. Hey, that's the only light skinned dude that I like. Bro, he's yeah. That's my dog. That's my dog right there. Like, I'm sorry.
It would be dope to have Drake in the red print magazine. Now
Yeah,
that
I think I really want to go into the battle rap scene too. So I mean, it's so many avenues I want to do. I gotta get the rest of a team to do all this because this is gonna take a lot of work. It's gonna take a lot of work.
so when so right now it just seems like that you're doing a lot of the stuff. And you have help from Pana and other people. So at what point do you take your hands out of it? And
I say next year. Next year will be when I take my hands out of it. I won't. It's kind of hard to say who people talking to because I don't want to say who's behind a lot of the DMs on
hmm
Red Print. I don't want to say it yet, but just know some of them are me, some of them are not me.
okay.
Okay, some of them are me, some of them are not me. But I think that'll be revealed in 2025 on who's all on my team, what's going on. They'll get a chance to meet everybody and see like, oh, okay. I mean, we'll have a more editorial team. It'll be a lot different than what it is now. I guarantee that for sure. A lot different.
So we have artists, we have community leaders, we have people who are doing different things. So what else? What other aspect would you like to include that's not ordinary?
Well, we got the enter the ring session. I mean, enter the ring section, which is the boxing and the wrestling. So we do got that.
Okay.
So we had Mia World, which was a big deal because I want to say she came from AEW. If anybody know what that is, it's
Mhm.
it's like a brand of below WWE. So we got
Mhm.
her boxing. So I mean, it's so many enter the ring. I maybe want to do like I did do rep your brand. So I did do like the clothing brand. If you got your own clothing brand on food business,
Mhm.
um, so I'm gonna come up with some more ideas, but I think I also want to do single parents or single mothers. So I definitely want to do something like that, and I want
Mhm.
to do, you know, uh, respectable fathers or something like that. I kind of want to do that too, and then I did the honorable mention, like I said, with your daughter and
Mhm.
Ortiz. So I kind of want to do an honorable mention thing where we just honorably mention somebody in the magazine, like
Mhm.
shine our light on what they're doing and
Mhm.
the different steps that they taking to better their lives or stuff like that. So it's a
That
lot of things that I could probably cover.
this the idea itself, just to listen to it, because like I said, it's different and it doesn't follow the format that everybody else follows. So I really do think that it is definitely a dope idea, and I look forward to working with you in the future with everything. Um so you as a business owner, CEO, if you could give anybody in this audience advice about business and what to do, like, because I asked everybody, because everybody has a different opinion, what would be
This
some
one
of
gonna be different. Go ahead.
what would be some of the things that you would tell the person to do or what not to do in order to be successful in building
The
whatever
safe, the safest advice. This is the safest. Invest in yourself and trust yourself. So that means it don't matter what I say. It
Mhm.
don't matter who say. The problem is a lot of people don't trust themselves and they don't invest in themselves. And You have to trust yourself, and the safest advice is you only have yourself. Don't rely on nobody. Like I had always had the mindset that I don't want to rely on nobody to do anything that I can do for myself.
Mhm.
That means whether it's building a website, that means whether it's doing this and doing that. I always wanted to be that person that be like, you know what? I'm gonna just figure it out because if I don't figure it out, nobody's gonna figure it out for me. And you
Yep.
know, time is money and money is time. So that means if you waiting on to get a team, you waiting on to have somebody help you, you're gonna be waiting a long time. And the bad business advice I can tell everybody, and I tell other brand people too, every opportunity ain't a good opportunity. I don't care. Like at some point you have to weigh out, is this the right opportunity for my brand? You know, anybody can tell you that pay you this, anybody can tell you that do this for you, but is it the right opportunity for your brand? Is it going to take away from your brand? That's what
Mhm.
50 Cent talked about a lot of, you know, with taking a chance on stars and taking a chance on the people that he picked. He
Mhm.
knew what he wanted and he knew the direction he was going with it. And
Mhm.
sometimes people will be like, I don't want to struggle. I don't want to do this. I want to just go after the opportunity. And I steady preach to people all the time, like, stop going after the opportunity, man, because I'm the type of person that sit back and I'll be like, yep, I'm not gonna do that. Nope, I'm not gonna do that. Nope, I'm not gonna do that. And they'd be like, man, you was right. Why man, you was right. I shouldn't have done this. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, but you thought it was a great opportunity. But a person like me, I know the best opportunity is gonna come from me getting out here doing the hard work. You're gonna have to work. So if you're looking for an opportunity, and also don't that don't mean don't take no opportunities or don't, you know, you just have to look for the right opportunity for your brand that fits your brand that don't take away from your brand. Because people always want to be opportunists or try to take over your brand. So you always got to look at it and be like, do I really want to work with them? Are they gonna take away from my brand? Are they gonna try to take over? Or are they gonna so you got
Mhm.
to be careful with that too. And that's what I've had to learn. Like, there's a lot of people that want to invest in what I do, but it's like they don't got the work ethic. They ain't staying up all night. They not, you know, putting that hard time in. They just want to just jump in. Can't
Mhm.
allow that because every opportunity ain't a good opportunity, no matter what connections they may have. I'll
Right.
find those connections later.
Right. So, what is some? What would you say, in your opinion, are some things that can hurt a brand?
I do say, I would say leeches. What I mean by leeches is like people who not willing to add to the brand, like how you pick certain people or you pick what you feel that elevate your brand. So you do have to do that, and you have the power to do that because it's your brand.
Mhm.
Just like I have the power to do who I put in the red print, and a lot of that is based on how well are you able to go through an interview question. So if I'm giving you an interview question, just like if a job give you an interview question and you just say, oh, I'm a rapper, I just make music, I just do this. Chances
Right.
are I might still put you in the magazine, but I
Mhm.
know I'm not gonna put that much effort into promoting you or really like trying to promote you as a person. So yeah, that's the best thing to do.
Mhm. Were you mentored by anybody to get into this, or is this just something that you just was just like, I want to start this all on my own?
What you mean?
So, like, you know how some people, okay, so 50 Cent maybe might have motivated you. Is there anybody in your life that was around you that you was just like, oh, you know what?
Nipsey. I
That
lost. I lost two. I lost two. I lost when Nipsey died, and I had another friend too, named Key Richards. When both of them died in L.A., that kind of sparked. That actually took me away from doing music, and that's what kind of sparked the whole thing in doing the magazine. Like coming up with the idea. I mean, I still had the idea, but just seeing what they was doing for the support in their communities and doing that, I needed to come up with a way where I could bring people together.
mm-hmm,
So
mm-hmm,
with going back to college and going for my psychology degree and doing all of this stuff, it was like it was working hand in hand to do the
okay,
magazine. It was making sense. It was like, okay, how do I do something that brings people together? So they definitely sparked it. I would say probably Nipsey and Key Richards definitely sparked it. Um, Definitely my grandmother. I would say my grandmother. She probably be like, I'm doing. doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, my grandmother for sure.
Hmm. And do you feel like you have the support necessary? Because we always talk about that on the show, how some people, family members, just be like, that's a long shot. I'm not dealing with that or whatever.
My
And that's
brother,
me when it comes to talent. But do you feel like you have enough support on that end?
my brother is a very he lives in Atlanta too. He's one of those people that he gonna give it to you straight. So he's gonna give it to you straight whether you like it or not. He giving it to you cut, dry. That's what it is. You'll be mad at him after you leave the conversation, but then you'll be like, you know what, he was right though. Like, I mean, dang, this dude was right. And
Hmm.
that's one thing he good at. And I always be like, man, he should utilize it and put it in more. But I appreciate what he do for me because he tells me if it's a great idea or if it's a bad idea. So he's one of them people I do go to for a lot of advice to tell me like, hey, is this a good idea or is this a bad idea? And he gonna give it to you unbiased, as unbiased as he can. It's not gonna be a side that he picks. So yeah, definitely him.
That's what's up. So before we wrap up, um, is there anybody that you want to acknowledge? You want to give any shout outs to? Real.
Um, definitely. Man, it's so I feel like if I give a shout out, I'm gonna miss out on somebody, and they're gonna be mad that I did shout them out. Ah, you put me on the spot with that one. Let me see. Let me see. Definitely shout out Pena. They
Mhm.
doing their thing. Um, oh man, it's a lot of people. Um, shout out What a Man podcast. They doing their thing. Let me see. Yeah, I can't give out no more shout outs because somebody gonna be left out. So I'm just gonna give out the people I already mentioned. My brother, of course, um, uh, Key Riches, rest in peace, Nipsey Hustle. Yeah, that's all I can. Yeah, that's all I can. If somebody gonna be mad, I'll give up a show with somebody else.
He don't mean it, y'all. Okay. So is it anybody that you because like I said, I know you was working on some music. Are you doing any collaborations right now with the music, or you just focusing on the magazine?
No, I do got an album coming. Called
Oh,
back to these pay.
cool.
Yeah, back to these payments.
I
Yeah, it's called back to these payments. So I think we need to get back to those. I think it's some people we need to get back to these payments. You know what I'm saying? I told you next year we gotta up our level. We gotta start taxing now. We letting too much. We gotta start taxing, man. So I do got an album coming. Maybe November, maybe December. I mean, ain't no telling, man. I really just want to take it day by day, focus on the red print brand. I don't want to mix the two, and if anybody know that, you also can tell I don't mix my music with my brand. Like you don't see me promoting my music on my magazine. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I probably got an album probably coming soon. So but ain't no telling, man. I want to get this brand off the ground yet. I can't rest until we at number one for sure.
Well, would you ever so when Red Print takes off and it starts doing what it's doing, would you
I'm
blanket the
leaving
music?
everybody. I'm leaving everybody. No.
So
What you say?
would you stop one thing to concentrate on the other?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably stop one thing and focus on the other. I think it's gonna be hard to do though. No, for real though, I think it'd be hard to do because I would want to still have my hands in the red print business. Like I don't, nah, I wouldn't just stop it and go focus on like music or something like that. I think everything's gonna tie in the red print, whether it be maybe red print productions or something like that. I mean, everything gonna tie into this magazine. I mean, I'm trying my hardest to put everything into it. So, I mean, even if I got to come out with, production team to basically push out something, I still want to keep Red Print Magazine. I don't want to get away from it too much. I don't want to focus on music or
Mhm.
focus on anything else without launching this brand, because to me it's not fully launched yet. No
Mhm.
matter if, you know what I'm saying, we on our way. I still don't feel like it's fully launched yet. It's not up to par to where I want it to be at all.
Right.
So
So, if people wanted to check out the Red Print magazine or follow you to hear music or, at least, see the features and everything that you have going on, how would they be able to do that?
okay, so for Red Print, it'll be www.redprintmagazine.com, which you'll see. If you want to do a submission, we got this quote that we do is called press the print button. If you hit press the print button, it'll give you directions on the criteria of submitting something to us, and we'll get back with you. Far as me as an artist, www.drewhillmac.com. So that's DRUHILLMAC.com. You can check me out. I got some music. I got a lot of albums on there too. I got a lot of stuff on Spotify, Apple, all of that stuff. But those are my websites you can check out. I'm pretty sure soon we'll have even more websites to push out so people can check out even more stuff that I do, from content building and booking and different stuff like that. So we're trying to get a calendar to let y'all know where I'll be at or what I'm doing or what city I'm in. I'm trying to do a lot, man.
Mhm. That's what's up. So again, I personally, from the bottom of my heart, would like to say thank you for everything that you have done.
We ain't done yet. Don't thank me yet.
Oh
We
no,
ain't
I
done yet.
know, but I'm just saying
I
for the
know.
startup, of the What a Man podcast, and even featuring my daughter was big for me because she graduated and everything. So we do appreciate you for that.
Oh, I do
And
need to say when they come out. Go ahead. I'll let you go ahead though.
no, go ahead, go
So
ahead.
they are coming out. They are coming out October 11th, where you'll be able to order online.
Mhm.
If you're locally in Indianapolis, or if you happen to be at a pop up, like maybe if I'm in Atlanta and I'm at that location maybe that weekend or for a few days, or if I'm in LA for that weekend for a few days, it'd be easier to get the magazine because then you won't have to pay for shipping. So that's the biggest thing. If you local, you won't really have to pay for shipping. I know that sucks for some people that
Mhm.
ain't local and they gotta, pay for shipping. But we trying to get it. I'm still trying to get it at a reasonable price. But y'all gotta understand that this magazine is probably, I'm gonna say, almost 170 pages of a magazine.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that means that I really try to include, when people see it, I really tried to include as many people as I could
Mhm.
to sum this magazine up, so I wouldn't leave too many people out. But
Mhm.
like I said, we also got the 2025, so we still got people coming in there. But I tried to include a lot of people in this 2024. So October 11th is when it officially drop online, which you can still order online. It'll take a little minute, so everybody bear with me, you know, and I'll get it to you as soon as you can. And I encourage everybody to take a photo, show your family, show your friend. This is this is up. It's up. It's up from here.
So yeah, let's make this clear. When he says I'll get back to you, give him some time because he will get back to you. I see on this little thing now he put that he's busy. so
I'm
so
always busy. Yes. I had to put that on there because man, you'd be surprised.
so when
You'd
is
be
the
surprised.
if anybody wanted to submit for 2025, when are you what's the closing deadline for that? That's important to know too.
February 2025, I'll be done. So that means you have all the way till now to submit. And when you submit, please follow the directions. That means if you saying you can't send a photo, I literally made it so simple that I attached the email on the website. So if you need to send a photo, you need to send your music. I promise you, if anybody that sent their music, they will tell you. He will listen to it. I will listen to it. I'm gonna just give you some feedback, and then I'm gonna start constructing the album. I'm just gonna give you some feedback. So I mean, I ain't gonna tell you it's trash, but I'm gonna say, hey, look, man, you need to get back in the studio. You know what I'm saying? I understand. You know what I'm saying? What can we do to help you? What can we do? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you a little feedback, but yeah. So February 2025 is gonna be the cutoff. I'm very adamant about that. And this one will only be 50 pages. So that means it's not at 50 now. Yeah, because 107, that's crazy. I did not even think like it's, I guess you could say it's a book. I mean, at this point, I mean, that's a lot of pages for sure. I was adamant I didn't want it to be that long, but it was like,
Hmm.
I couldn't tell them no. I was like, they was just so adamant. I'm like, man, I can't tell them no, man. This is a 101. This is the first one. I can't say no to not let everybody in it. It just got so good to me. I couldn't. It's like so. Yeah. So February 2025 will be the latest, and I'm only doing 50 pages. So that means if you don't get it, and I might do an audition or I might do a vote for who makes the front cover or who makes the back cover.
Okay.
So I'm definitely gonna have a situation where people can vote, fair vote. So all they gotta do is go on the page, go on the website, and they vote for you. Whoever got the most votes at the end, they get the front page of the magazine. That's how I'm doing that.
Okay.
So
That's
it's
what's up.
fair. Yep, and it's free to vote. So it ain't no special thing. No, it's just free to vote. You vote. That's whoever got 50 votes, then they win. And if it's a
Mhm.
tie, if it happens to be a tie, then you know what I'm saying we might do something where we do maybe two editions. Like it may be like a
Okay.
maybe a deluxe edition or something different, but both of y'all get on the front cover type thing.
Okay. So that's what's up then. That's what's up. Well, I
Yeah,
appreciate this interview. I've been asking for this interview since.
I know, man. I'm sorry. I just yeah, it's me. I'm sorry. I said, look, but it's episode 20. This is episode 20.
Yeah. Yep. It's 20. Episode
I
20.
got you up to 20. I got you up to 20. Now listen, before we get off here, this one finna be a classic right here.
This
This one
one.
finna do numbers. Absolutely, absolutely. I want to know too. I want to know.
Oh, of course, of course. And I definitely appreciate it because once it's soul, I gotta get to work. So I appreciate it. This conversation was great as per usual. I thank you again for all your help. And red print is definitely gonna be what it's supposed to be. Okay.
So from here, both of them. So from here, man.
So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me on the One a Man podcast. Of course, I am Tina Shell, Drew Hill
And I
Meek,
am Drew Hill Mack. You already know.
and I will see y'all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Hey y'all, I hope you enjoyed tonight's episode. Want to know more about Drew Hill Mack or even Red Print Magazine? Well, if you want to check out his music, you can go to www.drewhillmac.com. And for a submission in Red Print Magazine, or if you just want to check it out, go to www.redprintmagazine.com. See you next week. Bye.